With winter fast approaching, Freiburg faces danger from many corners. Freiburg's defenses are still in the planning stages, army unraised and untrained, and the specter of starvation looms over the city's swelling population. Rosa Nix has been offered patronage by the Queen of the Unseelie Court. Acceptance will transform her and remove her Lorenzo heritage and the influence of Mad Queen Marietta. Arthur Wolfe has taken an oath to be the Ruck of Logan Seeger, the Iron Prince of Freiburg. A foray into Bryn Brissail, the lands of the Fae, was cut short and has not been seen since. Gav the Grin has offered a proposal to one Hannelore Erhoff. The joyous moment was followed shortly by discovery that he was to be not only a husband, but a father of twins. Len Costin has sheltered Kathrinia Fischler Dimitrotova, the widow of Gaius Ilya and the Matushka-appointed successor to the throne of Usura. Posen moves to intercept the army of General Montague, but Len and Kathrinia move to warn the general of imminent danger.
Honorine Rosemarie Tiffane Seiss du Seiss struggles to create a safe harbor for members of the Seiss du Seiss family. Her aunt's position in court grows more tenuous with each day, while Honorine's cousin Charlotte seems blissfully unaware of the dangers. Hans Ulrich has been returned his memories by the Scottenman. Hans has discovered he was a Reifenstahl, former Imperators of Eisen. He rides with more company than he expected to free his sister from Hilgrin's treacherous ghosts.
Runa Ingvild's daughter returns from Bryn Brissail with treasures of the revenge and a last moment with Red. She is burdened with more questions than answers about the runes, Valhalla, and her mother. Above all lingers one question. What is Herja planning?
Go.
We open up in the night in I won't say the bedroom of Rosa, because what's critical is where is she sleeping that evening.
I'm sorry, I could hear both Twitch and you, so I stopped processing. Where is she? Is that what you said?
Where is she sleeping at the moment? She's sleeping over at Honorine's. Is she sleeping at her own place? Is she sleeping at Len's?
She is over at Honorine's after having their conversation last time.
Okay, so the party's over. Hans has just recently kind of spotted his ghost, and I'm just for clarity's sake, I mean, obviously Honorine is staying over there, but is Hans staying there as well, or did he head home to his sister, or did he go chasing ghosts in the night?
He probably just went home, honestly.
Okay. The Rosa's had, a number of nightmares featuring her grandmother. Not all of them have, had the sense of like portentousness or anything like that. Sometimes it's just grandma's scary. Grandma unmade something from existence, and since then things don't seem to have gone particularly well between the two of you. So I'm sure there has been plenty of nights where things have been concerning for her all the same. But tonight's dream feels a little different. There's sort of like a chill in the air, a sense of like the winter approaching even before the winter has gotten there. And Rosa finds herself sort of like drifting out of bed, and as she like gets up and out of bed, she she realizes she's still looking down at herself in the bed. Like she can still see her sleeping form. She can see the sleeping form of like Henri in a room over. Um, and the the book is just sort of floating in the middle of the room. There are little like it's almost like spontaneous bits of like moisture like freezing in the air. It's not quite fog or anything like that. It's more like um, the pains of when like when like water is like flowing down glass or something flat and it freezes solid. It just sort of like makes those like flat planes in the air that just sort of crackle and pull to the ground and then like re-rise as mist and then freeze again. um, all of which is being accompanied by music, the violin music that she's been hearing um, off and on. Um, and as she finds herself like closer and closer to a window, um, I'm switching maps real quick just to show where in particular I'm talking about. Where she used to live in Flucifer. There is a particular bridge to the north that connects. I'm pinging it real quick. That connects to the Philosopher's Stone, and it's called the Widow's Bridge. And the reason being is that supposedly some time ago a fate witch like threw themselves off of it after her loved one died, right? And she can see the music kind of like traveling through the air in a way of like dark lines of color that are going up and through the night sky. And as she looks out and beyond Freeburg itself, she cannot see clouds or stars or anything. Like it's just sort of like a flat and featureless reflection. And her gaze is drawn over in the direction of Lucifer, like a place she's, fairly distant from now. Actually, she's not too much because Honorane's place is actually in that area. I think we established that like Honorane's place is like over here. But as she is looking down like the river and towards that bridge, she can see her aunt's like unraveled form floating through the air towards it, playing her violin. And she starts to see another creature like her aunt, like coming up and out of the bridge. Another fate witch, this one dripping with water. More like fate threads kind of like dangling from her. And her she opens her mouth and she starts to sing in harmony with the violin. And there is something incredibly ominous about it. Like there's just a sense of like portent and of dread. And that other witch like joins with Grandma and they begin like moving through the city. So where's Rosa at the moment? Like just sort of emotionally like observing all of this. Tell us how she's feeling.
Her first thought is she wants to go run and protect Len. Like I know how dumb that is. You're not a fate witch. You're okay.
Where's Len staying at the moment?
Len would probably be crashed out in his place. Just he just got back from the latest whatever missive he was running or what have you, and he's really fucking tired. This is a lot of flying back and forth and back and forth and carrying messages and trying not to see new doom because there's always new doom to be seen.
No, I think Rose is now seeing the new doom.
So Rosa is sort of like seeing this, and she wants nothing more than to like be like with Len, protecting him, right? And she she just sort of like is in his room, and there's like a sense of motion of like passing through walls, and then she's there. um and everything about his room, his place, this place in particular, is like every shadow seems longer and darker, and there's just like a cold emptiness to it all. As she was like looking down the riverbed, there was no water in the river. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? There was no like sound of it like burbling by or anything like that. um and she sees Len, like he didn't quite make it to his bed, he sort of passed out on the couch. The shoulders are really working from all the flying as an owl, the like slowest bird back and forth. Which means he's just
Mhm.
got to like work harder at it. um but like she can tell like he's here but not here. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And she can continue to hear like the music that kind of like rising, uh opening ascent of the piece as a whole. Does that make sense? It's very much like opera length. Does that make sense? And this is just like
Oh
one
yeah.
of the opening numbers, so it's gonna take its time to like build to full. um
I'm sorry, I
but
don't have any change.
um but she's there, like Len is there, and I would like a wits and keen senses from Rosa.
Don't have keen senses. 30.
Okay. um
And none of that is what's the word I'm looking for? There's no
Exploding.
explosions. Yeah,
Okay. This isn't fate magic, this is just
I know.
raw observation. um what she sees in his room is in like one corner of it. um there's like a chessboard where Len and Catherine had like, you know it, it's called squares in this world, but like they played a few games to like pass time, make conversation before she had gone to the camps. It's like, and sitting at the chair is a woman that Rosa does not recognize, but is sitting in Len's room, at least in this place. Um, and he is he looks like Vidachi. Um, he's Ittori is like the smooth kind of Vidachi that uh, you could like dress up and bring to parties. Does that make sense? Like he cleans up really well, but there's still that sort of like roguish side to him. This man looks like he would knife grandmothers in a back alley for their lunch money. Like he's covered with
Got
scars.
it.
There's this sort of like, and like not the kind of scars that are like, oh, that's very roguish. Like these are like, I have been in bar fights that have come within an inch of taking my life kind of scars, like glass that like sheared across part of his face. Um and he is sitting there, with his hands together and his fingers kind of like interlaced. One of his hands is completely black, like black as shadow. No, like flesh or marks that she can make out on it. It blends in whenever she's looking directly at it. But she can see like the black against his fingers, like that there are indeed fingers there. Otherwise, it would look like the hand is completely missing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he is just watching Len sleep.
Creepy, but okay.
Um, and as Rosa's kind of like, like she finds that like her interest is drawing her closer to things, like she's moving in a dream way, not a like walking way. But she brushes past a vase, and like the flowers kind of twist with it, and the vase itself does a thing where it kind of like rolls on its base, like it might fall over. And that sound alone like seems to make the man twitch and look in Rosa's direction. So now instinct wise, is her instinct to freeze or to like flee?
It's to freeze.
Um, and he like stands up and he's looking directly at Rosa. And it takes only just like a heartbeat for like Rosa to realize like he can see her.
Face to the wall.
Yeah, basically it's oh shit. And she's like, anywhere else that might be safe.
What is the first place instinctively that she goes to?
Hans or Gav.
Okay. Which one?
Probably for safety, it's gonna be Gav.
Okay. She's like suddenly in the place that he shares with Hannelore. There's like a little, couch outside that was like originally once meant for like reading purposes, but now like one of the local kids is like curled up on it. The There's a lot more intimacy here than like Rosa probably ever wanted to see. Does that make sense? As it's pretty clear that like Gav is sleeping like the dead because Hannelore made sure he did. And not much like nudity, or like not much like modesty in the aftermath. She's totally like half sprawled atop him. And there's another person in their room. Go ahead and make a wits and keen senses roll.
20.
His face is familiar, but she doesn't know where she's seen it before. Like the other man, he has a like a hand that is completely black, and one that is perfectly normal. It's the same hand on both of them. It's the right hand. And I'm gonna need her to make a finesse and stealth roll now. That can be the criminal knack. That can be the hunter knack. You can make a case for whatever. I'll be willing to consider it.
Yeah, I'm going to use criminal. Part of me wants to say performer, because being backstage, you got to be quiet.
I would take either.
Okay.
Stage ninja.
I have been a theater person. I accept stage ninja as a.
So that's 6. Keep 2. Because my finesse is garbage. 13.
So he's definitely Eisen. He has like a much fair complexion. He doesn't look like as scarred and like screwed up and everything like that. And he sees Rosa and his eyes go a little bit wide. There's definitely a look of recognition. Like this is not the first time seeing her face. Does that make sense? And he takes a step back, like literally through the wall. Just like a ghost.
The literal panic in her head at the moment of what the fuck is going on.
Who does she check on first?
Oh, she's checked online. Gav.
When she'd seen Honorine and whatnot, like in her home before and everything. So
Yeah.
This man was younger and she can't remember like where she's seen him, you know what I'm saying? But like she's definitely seen him around Freeroot before.
Yeah, she's keeping track of these faces because when she wakes up, she's going to ask Gav to draw them for her or help her.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another like wits and keen senses.
Oh, y'all. 28.
Okay.
And with one explosion.
She feels an arm around her neck, and she has a moment where she sees the hand, like the non-shattered hand of the person, like the same like rough on his sleeve and everything like that. And she sees a circle in the center of his hand of like the same kind of dark blackness that the other hand was like made out of, and then a knife blade extends out of it, and she realizes it's aimed for her heart. And then she wakes screaming in her bed.
Yay.
And
she's also cursing in Vidachi as well.
She had felt it like start to go in. Like this person was not hesitating. They had her grabbed, and like they were about to put it through her heart. Does that make sense? And for a moment, there's a sort of like dizziness, as if she can't get the air that she needs into her brain, like the oxygen she needs into her brain. There's a sense of like discombobulation when she first comes out of the bed. She's sort of like staggering, can't quite get her legs under her, and her chest feels cold. And it's several seconds before she feels her heartbeat start again.
She was staying at Honorin's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the screaming, Honorin's gonna run in, put her arms around Rosa, and just sort of like rock her. It's okay, it's okay.
I want one quick wits and queen senses from Honorin on the way.
Queen senses?
Teen senses, not queen senses. If I said queen, it's because this monster came by.
No, you said queen
Yes.
because it's
Yeah.
Honorin.
Yes, it is.
Okay. To remember where everything was after a second. 31.
Okay. She's obviously in a hurry. The book that she has under triple layers of mattresses, the book that she has hidden away, is in the center of the room on the ground. Not in the center of Rosa's room, but in the center of the house.
She's gonna. Can she scoop it up in passing and like throw it in the back of a wardrobe and slam the door shut?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she scoops it up in passing and like kind of cursing under her breath, like you meddling bitch. And then go to comfort Rosa. Speaking to her in Vidachi, like, what's the matter? What's the matter, Bella?
I'm going to have to figure out if there's a way that someone can leave their body for long periods of time.
There is. We all just did it.
I was asleep, though.
Mm-hmm.
I went to... Grandmother went to... Does the bridge have a name? Because
Yeah,
she effectively
The
reached...
Widow's Bridge, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Widow's
Yeah.
Bridge.
And basically tells Honorine everything that happens, not sparing details of when she pops over to Lens or to Gavs.
Honorine does kind of stop her with the Gav story. Like, I don't need. There's only so much I need to know. But I'm glad they're happy.
Sorry. See, Sam, so am I. And she just ends it with, and somehow something grabbed me and killed me.
I'm glad you're okay.
So am I.
You are okay,
But
right? She's gonna kind of like run her hand down Rosa's sternum.
I want to be clear from what Rosa saw, like the knife was starting to go in. The depth wouldn't necessarily been enough to kill her, but like that's totally fine for her to come to that conclusion.
She
But
she thinks it
as
was
a GM,
going
I
to
need to
kill
be-
her.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, she thinks like the guy was going to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty clear that he
Seems
seemed
like
to
a
intend.
reasonable assumption. Yeah.
That's her thought is somehow she escaped death barely.
Yeah. And Honoring's definitely like you're okay, right? Like kind of like touching her sternum, like making sure she doesn't have any wounds she's not aware of. Excuse me. And stuff like that.
The area like right over her heart on her chest still feels a little like cool to the touch.
I forgot to change the title on the overlay.
And there's a bruise there. Is this something you can do midstream? No.
Yeah, it is. And Honoring is just like, that raggedy bitch. I'm gonna burn that book. I'm burning it.
I'm going
The
to
knock
talk
at
to
the
Lynn
door.
again.
I didn't hear you over Siosa interjecting. What?
There was a knock at the door.
Oh.
Yeah, Rosa jumps because she's kind of made up her mind now, unfortunately. But yes.
What was Rosa saying before that though? What was she in the middle of saying?
Oh, I'm going to talk to Len, but I think I'm going to talk to Mop again.
And Honoring like kind of gives her the like stay right there finger. And gets up to go answer the door in her nightdress. She's kind of realizing, so she's like kind of like going to open the door.
It's a very concerned Waldo with like a lantern and a pistol. Like, I heard a scream.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was a very bad nightmare. My sister's very frightened. But she's all right. Thank you.
Well, I feel like I can return with some tea.
Thank you so much.
Um,
He's so kind.
He's so sweet.
I'm gonna drop the curtain there. All right. So thank you, everyone, and welcome to the Shadow of the Wachtturm. Our producer tonight is one of the moderators of Dirty 20 Gaming, the delightful and compassionate Gloriosa. Our lore master for the series is the beautiful and benevolent Syndra. Our mascot is the devilish Alley. Before we get started, I want to give a content warning. While the spirit of Seventh Sea is swashbuckling adventure and shadowy intrigue, the story will deal with mature themes, including death, loss, suicide, and grief. Eisen, our setting, is recovering from a 30-year civil war of religious differences. It may get dark sometimes, and there's no shame in bowing out if it's not a place your head can go at the moment. So without further ado, I'm going to have our savvy swashbucklers introduce themselves. There is going to be one more bit of further ado. When I knocked to make that sound, I don't know if the audio picked it up or not, but yeah, I like knocked fairly hard and then completely scared the crap out of Allie. So, won't do that again, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Rosa introduce herself. Sans.
Hey y'all. My name's Sarah. I go by Sans on the Discord. I am on the channel. I think we did the math 3.5 now. Yeah, 3.5 nights a week. I need to change that on my notes. Tonight, as you saw Rosa Nix, I am in a constant state of I make mistakes. Tuesday, our Cyberpunk Red Carnage Heights game as Hecate. I find people who shoot me attractive. On Wednesday, our Mask Oracle Force game, I play Nightwish. Somehow I'm still the leader of this insanity. And on Thursday, our City Mist campaign, Deviant Paradox, I am the DM of my crazy cast of Displacer Beast cats. Other than that, you can find me over on Phoenix Tears Productions, playing Forceblade Punks, currently as Big Bad Wolf. I haven't been there in like 2 months though. Or on Tangor Productions, working with this card adventurer and Rock Paper Fox on stuff and things that'll come out eventually. Is this hot potato? I don't remember. Okay. Hopping or giving it over to Glory.
Unless Ruth's eating, and then it goes to Ruth.
Oh, is Ruth eating? I didn't see if she was eating.
I'm waiting so I can start eating again.
I was chewing, so it was my turn, and I knew it was going to be my turn as soon as I started chewing. I was like, "Oh, we're going to me." Hi, I'm Blaze of Gloriosa, better known as Glory around here. I lurk in this Discord like way more than I should. I'm on this channel 3 nights a week. 4 nights a week? 4. Anyway, I am the producer on Thursdays and on alternate Wednesdays for Oracle Force and Deviant Paradox. I'm here on Fridays for Idolatry, our Shadowrun game. And then I'm also here Sundays tonight as Honorine, who is going to burn that bitch down. She's our resident noblewoman and sewer crawler occasionally, like weird combination, but sure. And then I stream on my own channel as well, which is just Blaze of Gloriosa. Let's go over to Gav.
That's me. Hi. I am Bison_Stonefist. Tonight I am playing Gav the Grin, our resident sewer surf and suplex machine and meat mountain. On Tuesdays, I am the poor bastard responsible for the Cyberpunk Red campaign. That is called Carnage Heights. We are in the middle of a boss fight. And Hecate, I like people. I am turned on by people who shoot me. Last name. She did a thing with stuff that she hates using. They're guns in a game all about guns. He finally used one. On Thursdays, I play Garrett Sakes, our anarcho-punk and resident boogeyman in Deviant Paradox. That one's a lot of fun. And on Saturdays, I play Calvin Scooter Hobbs, affectionately referred to as Big Scoots. That is on our Ironsworn Starforged game, Starsworn. I really screwed the pooch when I named it. That was my fault. And anyways,
I think the name is perfect.
It's 4 players, 4 GMs. They're all the same people, and none of us know where the plot's going. Currently, we have decided to turn the escalation scale from 0 to 100. And we are pretending to inspect a top secret research facility that for a company we don't even know the name of. That's the best part. We're bluffing our way into some top secret stuff, and we have no idea why. So that's fun. Other than that, I am a regular contributor on the Discord, which is a fancy way of saying I have no life. I'm there for memes, Warhammer references, just about anything. I will post dog videos at like 2 a.m. because I like dogs. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Let's go to Hans.
Hey everybody, my name is Rory. I'm here tonight playing wonderful, lovely, so many goddamn nicknames. Mr. Living Dead Soldier Boy himself. Hans Reifenstahl. You can also find me here on the wonderful channel on the alternating Wednesdays for Oracle Force, the Masks a New Generation campaign run by the incredible Scarred Adventurer. As again, no links this week. No links and promotion stuff for me for a while. So just keep an eye out because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm working on. I'm changing a bunch of stuff because I can't help myself. Yeah. Let's go to the impatient snacking one.
I'm hungry. Hi, I'm Ruth. You found me. I am here today as Runa. I am also here on Tuesdays as Exit. We'll find out if she makes it through this boss battle. Because she has specifically 2 people out for her head. Alternating Wednesdays as Trek and Thursdays as Nora. That's about all for me. I don't really do anything other than this that is worth noting on here. So I'm gonna pass it over to Ben.
Hi, folks. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Bat Kyle, otherwise known as the guy who made You Found Me happen. You can find me here on Sundays playing Len. God, my wings are tired. Costin.
No, you didn't.
I totally did. I kept it going. You would have just let it drown in obscurity because you were embarrassed, and I kept bringing it back because I'm a troll. Now that we have the lore established for Dirty 20, we can move on to the fact that you can't really find me anywhere else right now, although the GM bug is kind of getting at me again. And since I'm canonically unable to actually do one-shots, the miniseries, my first attempt at Deadlands, Honest John Rackham. There may be something in the future. We'll see how. Other than that, you can find me in the Discord posting unhinged food memes and generally being a troll, or you can find me in the Twitch chat of pretty much any of these games at any time, doing my best to break whoever is unwise enough to look at Twitch chat at that time. And with that, let's toss it over to our storyteller, Siosa.
I am Siosa. I am the storyteller for Shadow of the Wachtturm, and that is all at the moment. I am not on any of the social medias. I'm allergic to them. So if you want to find me, you'll have to join the Discord, which I think a link has been posted to at this point. So, and also apparently there's 120 hours of me up on the YouTube. So I guess that is another place that I'm at. All right. In the ancient days of Numa, the great storyteller and philosopher Ceres the Wiser once noted that adventure can only begin in one of 3 ways: by death, by slur, or by letter. But fear not, we begin tonight properly girded with a slur, the most dangerous of the 3, and thus the most powerful. And the slur that is coming down is as to the general character and well, I mean, this is happening in the shouting square of Finer Hearts. There's nothing that is particularly like held sacred when people are in the shouting square. It tends to be like anything that they can think about you or your mother or your mother's relations with anybody that they will turn into a case to make their point. And in Finer Heart, there's as in all of the other places, there are people like shouting as to like the representation of who's going to be representing them to the Iron Prince, but this has been happening sort of all over. There is some suspicions that there are groups that are very much trying to like work to have their people of choice put into that position so that they can make a united front to the Iron Prince, or perhaps subvert control from him entirely. That has been the suspicion that Wilma has raised. But in this case, in Finer Heart, what they're going on fairly hard is Gav is, the ringleader of a criminal gang who has used his wealth and influence to buy his way into the council and will spread corruption wherever he goes. And it's been an ongoing thing for 2 or 3 days. It's they haven't even had like the first meeting yet. Gav took the position because he was asked to, but it is definitely something that Gav has been hearing about over, like not from Honorine, but from Felix and the gang. A few of them have taken to following the perpetrators home and throwing rotten produce at their homes.
That's
And
totally
or-
gonna soothe the reputation of him as a gangster.
well,
Honoring is gonna. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but as soon as that starts happening multiple days in a row, like, and gets around, Honoring's gonna be like, "Yo, Felix, I got a song for you guys. If you could like follow these people around and she's gonna like give him like this the strip of a tune that's like has nothing to do with Gav or anything. It's just like meant to be an earworm about like, you know, a young lady and her cows in the fields of Amaranth in Bison somewhere.
So there's an anti-shouting campaign that's going on. That's
More like
musical
something they can
earworm
like
instead.
wander around and like whistle like to get the tune in people's heads, or like sing like if they want to like annoy like sing outside the house if they want to do that instead of produce or something like that.
So I also want to know Gav's reaction to it, because obviously the gang is like first to go to him about it, you know, with a like, we could
I
do
think
worse, you know, their houses
one-
are very flammable.
I think the first thing he's like, stay out of jail. You know, every time you guys get in trouble, I hear about it from Hans. Whether or not that's actually true doesn't matter, but the fact that they know Hans is the guard captain.
Yeah, they kind of mentioned like, you know, Felix says the only concern for most of the boys is actually going to the real jail, the one that's over in the like the noble, the other noble area, and to Gav's understanding, the major reason that concerns them is because over in the playground is where Adrian, the former guard captain of Flucifer, is still held. Or not Flucifer, the former guard captain of Finehearth is still held. And he's apparently made a point of that any of the kids from Felix's gang that gets locked up there, he does a number on.
Gav's gonna have to talk to Adrian about that. Anyways, I think Gav would wait probably, you know, like the 1 or 2 days, you know, that once it starts to get, and then he'd go there himself.
Okay. Is he bringing anybody for backup?
Gotta have backup singers.
I think he would let the rest of the council know that he's, you know, being talked about and he plans to confront them directly.
Runa would be there just in case.
Yeah.
Rosa would go.
I'm not asking you to start trouble, but if trouble starts.
Len's definitely gonna, you know, back up his meat bro.
Yeah. There's Honoring has seen this kind of stuff probably more actively than anybody else, because reputation sabotage is such a big thing in Charus. Does that make sense? That as much as like, you know, like obviously it's like the shouting square, so shouting is like a big part of it, but what she's seen regularly be the most devastatingly effective in Charus is something that she's already keyed in on, of like, you get a ditty, you get a song made, you know what I'm saying? And like that frequently ends the argument because that's what people remember when they leave. So and they do have access to the bear house in this regard. This is kind of like one of the things it's specifically very good at, is they have a number of musicians and songwriters and that kind of thing. So
they have one of the best in the city.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't remember his name.
Let's write a show about Gav.
Hans, not
And how
Hans,
great he is.
Oh, that no. We're not doing that. What's his face? The violin player.
Oh.
I'm completely blanking on his name, but that guy. But like
the guy that taught
Wilhelm.
Rosa how to.
I think Wilhelm is his name.
Wilhelm.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Thank
it Kaiser?
you.
Not Kaiser Wilhelm.
No.
That's the real world.
Somebody else. Yeah.
There's a
that's
lot
somebody
of
else.
Wilhelms. There's a lot of Wilhelms in this.
Thank you, Ruth. So she's gonna get together with Wilhelm, and be like, okay, Gav's going to go there personally. That's going to go terribly for one of these things. So we, like, I've tried, like, she's going to be like, I need some help. I need something catchy. And it needs to play up Gav's. So she's aiming for something pointing out that Gav is standing up for children. His gangs are children. The people he's protecting are children, and that he has a reputation for not interfering with adults so much, but like children.
I went after the Krauses because they attacked Felix.
Yeah, that's a little more nuanced than we need.
That's
for
a little
Diddy.
bit more nuanced, but
yeah, but like, so
but
she's like, Wilhelm, help me, Wilhelm Kenobi.
Yeah, he's like, it's short notice, but I can try to have something together and some people from the Bear House ready to sing it within an hour or two.
Well, so does Gav go right over after telling the counselor, or is it like tomorrow I'm going over there? Like, I assume they have
tomorrow
overnight.
things start usually in the Shouting Square in the mornings. So he was going to wait.
Yeah, it's usually not worked up until like midday. In the mornings, everybody's like, I just want breakfast, man.
Yeah, so they have
too early to be outraged.
They have a few hours. You have to get your coffee before you can get properly outraged.
All right.
Or a few breakfast beers is more likely the case here.
So while that is getting kind of like prepped, is there anything that Rosa is doing sort of in the immediate wake of like her own nightmares? Because that's like the morning of.
She needs to talk to Len, because I think she hasn't told him yet about either nightmare, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So he doesn't even know why she's like freaking out. Yeah, so she'd probably want to talk to Len. And actually probably talk to the rest of the council as well. Because she's truly tempted now to take the deal.
Like,
and she feels like
and keen senses as she's thinking about that.
After, what was his name? Oh my God, Waldo. After Waldo goes to get his tea or whatever, and like Rosa's settled down and whatever, I do want to note that the book is going back and possibly being like wrapped in a handy belt and like just like she's just like, you stay put. Anyway, sorry.
The figurine from Map, where had Rosa been keeping it?
Probably somewhere safe in her shop.
Okay. As she like goes back to her shop to like think about it, you know, to kind of check on it and like make plans. You know, this shop is like nicer. She's been able to afford things here that she wasn't able to afford in Lucifer, even though Lucifer was technically like better off. But she has a little bit of protection from like the local Jennies at the Leaky Jugs, who just sort of like look out for her shop in return for, you know, occasional. They're often coming over for readings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And well over half of them are of the nature of like, does he actually like me, or etc. As there's plenty of them that have left that lifestyle to go and become married and such. Like, it's not always a tragedy. It's but Safekeeping things is usually a matter of finding hidden places over like actual safes with locks, because those are just incredibly expensive and usually reserved for like very wealthy nobles.
Yeah, no.
So every good house has a couple good hiding spots, floorboards that can come up easily, like space in like an attic and stuff like that. And when she moves it out of the way to like where she had like a jewelry chest that she'd been keeping it in, the figurine is gone.
That bitch.
There is absolutely a very loud cursing in Vidachi and Aizen. Just kind of moving between both languages. Oh boy. Yeah, shit. Oh no. Okay.
Give me another. You actually no. I'm gonna keep this. You got a 45 in the wits and keen senses, like looking through the attic and stuff like that. Like if a magical grandmother took the figurine, you wouldn't really expect there to be like traces of stuff. Does that make sense? But there are traces here. There's places where like the dirt has been, like the dust that was like up in the attic has been moved. There are footprints. There are signs that somebody was physically here and took it.
Okay, that makes it even more complicated. Great.
Where's Arthur?
Yeah.
If it got fenced, Gav might be able to find out where it went. If it was
but that's
if they were stupid enough to do that.
That's still I'm gonna have to tell the council now what's happening. Yay.
You mean rely on your friends for something? What? Who does
It's an
that?
actual choice? What?
So it seems like an appropriate time to have a council meeting, given everything going on with Runa, given that, there's like the accusations against Gav that are coming. I think Rosa and Lana have some talks they need to catch up on. Rosa herself has some information to disclose to everybody. So we're
And Hans found stuff in
And Hans.
Charlotte's stuff. He found shit in Charlotte's shit.
And I don't know as Hans has even shared that with Honorine yet, right?
I don't think so. No, he just copied down a couple of things and like shoved a piece of paper in his bag or in his jacket.
All right. Okay. So meeting called. And I'll kind of let everybody describe how they're arriving, if they're arriving with anything. Who's there first?
Rose is one of the first ones there, and she's gonna be pacing when everyone else arrives.
Len is that'll be there eventually, but he slept pretty hard and he wanted to bring pastries, so he's bringing pastries.
Honorine's gonna walk there with Len, if possible.
Yeah, she could show up at his door and be like, "Hey, we got a council meeting. Wake the fuck up." And be like, is everything okay? You normally don't seek out my company.
Well, it's not particularly company that I enjoy, but in this case, my sister likes you, so move.
All right.
You should know that she had she had a bad night.
What happened?
I'll let her tell you,
tell me
but
that, yeah.
I think a certain ancestor has been messing with her ever since we came back from our adventure into the sea.
Oh yeah, Yeah, we kind of figured that Gam Gam had been influencing her behavior recently, but it sounds like this is beyond that. So that'll be something to hear.
You should give her lots of hugs. She woke up last night upset.
I would be happy to.
As Honorine
Good.
is there, like a young kid comes up to like Len's house, and he kind of like looks at the door and he looks at Len. He's like, "Are you Len Costin?"
Yes, I am.
Says, I have a message. It's from any, like he points in the direction of Lucifer itself. He says, a smith, and he says the message is INTERTWINED.
Intertwined, yes.
Does that
I don't
mean
know what
anything
fuck
to
it
you?
means.
Yeah, it means something to me. Go back and look. Out of character right now. I lost track halfway through those letters.
It was spelled
Intertwined.
correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna tell him. Go back and tell him yes, that is correct. And he gives him, some change. Gives him some money to go back and
All right.
tell him yes.
What did you just agree to?
That's my business. He's laughing. He just goes, "It's a surprise for Rosa."
Ah.
It better be a good one.
I think it's the best one.
Oh, God.
You didn't have to know. You demanded to know what I was doing.
All right. So they're clearly going to be a little bit later than they expected to be. Ruda and Hans and Gav. Like, are you guys?
I'm gonna say for reasons Gav's a little bit late. He's in a surprisingly good mood.
Oh my god. Pardon me. Hans probably arrives. What he arrives at what he assumes is like horribly late, and like only half of them are there so far.
I think Runa would be the second one there.
Yeah,
Because it sounds like everyone else is going to be a bit later.
I guess he shows up. He's like out of breath and like, oh god, apologies everyone.
Yeah, it's just the two of us.
I see.
And welcome.
And Veronica, like, but you do get first crack at the rolls. She sets down the bread.
Perfect timing in that case.
Veronica, you're the best!
Thank you.
Grazie.
All right. The as Honorine and Len are arriving, there are two other men that are arriving at the same time. That Gav recognizes one of them as Guy Orwile. He's the painter who started the orphanage and everything. The one that Gav is kind of like long looked up to. He doesn't recognize the other man with him, but the other man is dressed like a not well-to-do merchant. Does that make sense? More like a I'm getting by kind of merchant. And Guy kind of like greets Gav like outside. He says, I heard some of the things that were happening down in Finehearth, and I just wanted to check in and see if you need anybody vouching for your character.
I was planning to spark a conversation with some of these accusers later today. I think a spokesman for my character would be good.
He says it is always better to have someone else speak highly of you, he says, than speak highly of yourself.
Duh. I'm not so good with words.
Says the one does leave sort of an impression. So He kind of looks to the other. He says, "I have already been asked by the people of Drakennest to represent them for the Iron Prince." He says in a similar manner. He says, and Gertrude gave me her backing, which pretty much cemented the deal.
She
Beyond
knows
my
everyone.
own ability to even deny it. So,
It's like Gertrude knows everybody.
and he, give me just 1 second. I'm looking up a name. He says, this is Leopold. He says he is well known throughout Lucifer as a shoemaker. And Leopold kind of laughs. He's like, I'm not known for my shoes. Guy kind of dips his head. He says, there was a particular landlord in Lucifer is known for throwing tenants out on a dime, claiming that they've broken the rules. He says, Leopold has a knack for taking his manipulations of laws and his own contracts and turning them back upon him. He's an expert in technical interpretations of such things. Leopold kind of like, I got a couple of people, says, well, I got under Redmond's skin while he was still owning everything. He says now a few other people have started calling for my help when they're in a spat with their landlord. So that's how I'm known to them. He says, and I'm in the same position as Guy. I've been asked to represent them.
It is good to have someone who would work on the behalf of those who cannot speak for themselves.
I just like annoying rich people, really.
Come in.
That endears me to a certain group.
How can I help?
He says, we just wanted to see what you need. He says, I told Leopold, he says, of your character, and he says that you would be an excellent addition. He says, in bringing matters before the prince, he says, in representing the city, and he offered to come along and wanted to meet you.
Gav thinks he's like, well, right now I am only just learning about these slanderers. But I will need to know who they are.
Guy kind of like, Feinerhart's a good ways away from me. I don't have any information about that. And Leopold says, I think you assume, he says, that they're from Feinhardt, which might be the mistake.
Oh, Gav is certain that they are not actually the ones speaking, the ones who know the words they are speaking. They're speaking for someone else. I wish to know who those people are, and I do not believe they will be in my purview.
Leopold kind of like, I can't make any promises, but I've
If
seen this kind of tactic before.
Like if I throw a name or two your way, I'm not asking you to do something that I would do. Just look into it.
I could certainly ask, he says, if they know anybody who'd be willing to go down to the Shouting Square and cause some trouble. He says, for a few coins.
Right now, information is important. When time comes for more than words, then I wish to be prepared.
He says, with any luck, he won't never come down to anything more than words. This is what it's all about, right? And Guy kind of like, he looks and he says, I suspect you have other matters to attend to, but he says, I just want you to know. He says, let me know when you're planning on going down there, and I'll make sure you're not standing alone.
I appreciate your help. Thank you very much.
And we'll mark that as Gap being the last one coming in after
Yeah.
Honorine and Len go by. All right. So I do want to give just a moment, since I think like Runa would have spotted that like Rosa was distressed, to kind of have them have a minute to kind of sort things out.
What's going on?
You'll remember how Marva gave me the totem in case I decided to take her up on her deal.
Yes.
It's gone. Not only that, when I was staying at Honorine's last night, I had a nightmare, and she recounts the nightmare. And I could have sworn he wanted me dead.
Runa's just gonna pull her into a hug. And GM question. Does Gateway work to locate objects?
No.
Or just people and places?
People.
Okay. People and looking at locations. Cool.
Yeah, I think she can look at locations she's seen before regularly. So.
Or if she has recollection from someone else.
I think we did that for a person before, but not necessarily a place.
That makes sense. Anyway. Hopefully we can find it.
And I have other news, but I want to wait for everyone to be here.
Then we wait. But for now, I'm going to hold you.
Probably better than me pacing and creating another hole in the floor.
And she's just gonna hug her so tight. Sorry.
Beautiful. So
I was trying to be subtle about it.
Not me at the same time cracking knuckles, thinking, "Oh, it's me." Shit.
No, I have Cube.
So the others arrive. Everybody's kind of assembled. I think Runa is key to the, like, Rose is probably the most visibly distressed. So
Rosa gets big hugs. Lynn's gonna put the baked good down and immediately just scoop her up in a big "I missed you and I'm sorry you had a rough night" hug.
And it's just a equally like holding on to hug back. And yeah, into his ear. The totem from Mob is gone.
Huh. Well, can you use fate magic to find your connection to it?
That's not a thing I can do, right? Because of it's not to objects. Yeah. No, not to things.
Well, maybe Catelyn can sniff around and follow a trail.
And to everyone as they're in, I'm hoping I can get all of your help.
How loud was that, by the way? Was it only to Len, or was it kind of...
It's loud enough for everyone kind of hear.
Okay.
Lens were very quiet because there's two people they don't know in here who don't need to know about fate magic or Catelyn.
No, Guy and Leopold left after.
Oh, they left. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the council.
Oh, just got. Okay, then never mind. Yeah, then I was like just out about it.
And I think we're in the secret room of secret as well.
Yeah.
We're in the room.
Engage the cones of silence.
Well, it's not silent. They just hear English.
Simlish.
Yeah.
It is a strange language that no one has ever heard of before.
Lahami Patharsh.
Zuzu. Anyway. Once Honorine sees that Rosa is getting her hug on, she's sort of like, she like looks satisfied about it, like, and then moves on to like something else. Like Rosa's getting her comfort, which is what Honorine wanted, and like just that sense of like, okay, this is taken care of. Now I'm gonna work on something else while I'm listening.
You're gonna tell Runa.
Yeah. So she recounts the dream to them all. She looks to Gav. Is there a way I can get you to draw pictures of the two individuals I saw in your and Len's rooms?
Describe them to me, and I will do my best.
Grazie. Here's the hard news. And I guess the even harder part of this all is that I might be expecting.
You don't seem happy about that. Do we say congratulations?
I'm more worried about my grandmother hurting
Oh no.
anyone
No.
else in my bloodline.
Graham Gab gets nothing to do with our child here. If I have to go and beg Matrushka or whoever myself to lock that book in the fucking Wachtturm or whatever, so that Gam, oh, look at me, I sunk in island because I was mad, think she's a badass. I think several of us have better, more powerful contacts. And I will owe favors. I will do what it takes to keep her out of your life and away from our child, if indeed you are expecting.
She seemed so sure.
I was in
it
your
a
hot
girl.
night.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, Rosie got a little trampled there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's right.
She was so sure it was a girl.
Well, then that's going to be the most spoiled little girl and possibly most dangerous little girl ever, and she's going to be her own little girl.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Most dangerous little girl, and Brandy can wield lightning.
This one has the possibility of turning into a bear cub, though.
Exactly.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh.
You don't, they're not immediately born with the gift. Matrushka gives it when she feels it is time for the gift.
So it comes out as child, not as bear.
Exactly.
If Matushka really doesn't like you, she might, give your child the gift of the bear when he's like 4 years old.
Yeah.
For the most part.
That
Or
sounds
the gift
adorable.
no, the gift of the squirrel is actually worse for a 4-year-old child,
cube.
but the gift of the bear is
God.
still chaos.
What about Honorine's going to look at Rosa and ask if it's a daughter, is she going to be a Striga?
Almost definitely. That's how the Lorento family works.
Yeah.
If I have it correctly, please tell me if I am right.
Well, I was born with it, but things
Maybe
change.
she's born with it. Maybe it's Lorenzo blood.
Shut up, Kyle. Wait until after I'm done with my sentence to sing, if you could.
There's
if you
pause.
don't mind.
Sorry.
He saw an opening.
Yes.
That opening was me needing to breathe. She says I was born with it, but things changed when I was very little.
That was my hope with Mob. But since the totem is gone,
Did it just vanish, or does it look like somebody actually physically stole it?
There's evidence of someone being there, but I'm not. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, so someone broke into your, broke into your place to steal it? Oh, ooh.
It's what it looks like, yes.
Were you hiding anything else with it, and was it taken? Anything else taken, or was it just the statue?
GM.
You were hiding it in your jewelry box, which Rosa has been like getting money for quite some time now, and I don't know how much she's like added to her collection. I imagine like when we started the game, like her jewelry collection probably wasn't terribly nice, but she's gone to a couple of really nice events since then. She's probably picked up some nicer items. They weren't taken.
Okay, so yeah, she'll tell them like, no, none of my actual nice pieces were taken, just the totem.
So between that and these ghost folks you saw, one of whom was watching me, I don't blame him. I'm very sexy. That points to Mima having having agents of some sort, being able to contact and influence people besides you.
He's not just some petty thief, that is for sure. Oh.
Gav finishes the drawings and sets them on the table. How is this? Is this close?
Are they?
Yeah,
How are they?
the lowest he got was a 29. So both of them are very like they look very close to what you described.
See, they're both correct.
Where was this one? Hans taps on one of the drawings.
That was the one that was watching Gav and Honorable.
Was that the one that attacked you?
Is this the one that attacked me?
Well, she only saw an arm, but she thinks so. Like she saw a sleeve.
Possibly. I only saw very little bit before.
I'll be right back. And Honoring's going to step out of the room for a minute.
Okay. Hans, the face looks very familiar to him. He knows him as like, so the Freiburg Gazette is published in his area, and that particular face has come to like talk to the guard captain a few times about like, hey, so we've noticed these changes. You have anything to say on it? Kind of like just normal sort of reporter kind of stuff of like asking about changes in policy and.
Oh, he's part of the Gazette?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He's a reporter.
Hold on to that info for a minute.
Now, after this, we can go back to your shop and I'll see what I can pick up. But
Grazie, amore.
of course, my love. Before that, though, we're all gonna still go support Gav in the shouting square. Just want to make sure I know what the plan is.
Yeah,
I plan to.
I mean, I have to go back to work at some point today as well. Oh God.
Well, having the guard captain there will probably be best, considering if they are calling me criminal and thug and the things that are, well, mostly true, then there may be fight. And seeing guard captain there may not be fight.
Yeah. I mean, someone already got punched earlier today. That's why I thought I was going to be late. I had to do a bunch of extra papers, and I've reinforced it a little bit, but I mean, still don't have a ton of men to spare. So
I want a quick resolve roll from Honorine.
Just resolve.
Mm-hmm. Just naked resolve.
Okay.
Oh, naked resolve?
Oh no.
That's
like
the way we like our resolve.
Arms akimbo to the breeze.
22.
she definitely has the sense that like the thing that she asked has been heard, but that there's no answer. Does that make sense? Not like I'm not choosing to answer you, but like I don't have an answer for.
Okay. And she leaves it. She says thank you, but she leaves it at that.
Yeah, there's like I don't want to say like a sense of apology, but like of regret that they were unable to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hans taps on the same drawing. If a lot of us are going to the shouting square, keep an eye out for this guy. He's he works for the Gazette, and well, I mean, if you're seeing him in dreams, he may be a bit more than just a reporter. So it's maybe prudent to avoid some of his questions if he gets a bit too, too proddy for information.
Also, as Henriine steps back into the room, I think it's a little anticlimactic at this point, but we went to my cousin's party and she's awful.
Also, sorry, I didn't know if you were gonna if you were continuing or not.
She apparently has ties to the Crescent lands, and I don't think Honorine knows too much about like more than that. Wait, I don't remember if Honorine actually knew she was shady, so I might have to rewind that and give Hans a chance to say it first.
Well, question, because I think Runa had told. Who had Runa told about Gris being in Crescent Lands?
Rose.
Honorine, for sure.
Was it Honorine?
And did she mention that she was transported there from Freeburg via Porte?
That's what it was.
Because she knows Honorine's Montaigne and that Porte's Montaigne. And that I need to get Gris back from Crescent Lands.
Seems like my cousin, the Porte sorceress, has some ties to Crescent Lands from Freeburg. Might be.
And Runa perks right up.
A lead.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I was snooping through her shit while you were asking for the book, Honorine, and I found a logbook from the ceramics factory, and I just I had to peek.
Listen, you have a party, you're getting your shit snooped through. Like it's rules.
I mean, yeah, right. But like ceramics makes a good amount of money, but nowhere near that much, right? Like that should be obvious to all of us, right? There's no way she's living this lifestyle off of just that factory.
Does it look like prices that I was being offered for?
Yeah, I don't think Runa knows exactly.
I'll get there.
Okay.
He pulls out a piece of paper with like some numbers written on it and plops it down. These are some of the values that were hidden in like the back chapter of the logbook. Way larger than any other transactions that were logged, and like everything was logged meticulously, like the type of product, quantity, like by weight or by package size, and then there's just big numbers and no information other than that.
So Gav is probably the most familiar with actually like prices of slaves and stuff like that in Freeburg, not because he's partaken himself, but because he knows how much money that group has been able to throw around in the underworld of the prices that are on the log are prices that would expected for moving like 20 or 30 people at a time.
This is not a small operation. This is like
her.
This isn't the scattered
and you
silly
just sort of looks
Charlotte I remember.
He just sort of looks to Runa's like, How many people were on your ship when it was taken?
She doesn't really have a way of knowing that
Yeah.
because, like, max cap would probably have been about 50 if they were like loaded with.
No,
Marines.
I'm thinking the Revenge. When
Yeah, that's what
they
I'm
were
talking about. I'm
captured.
talking about the
Oh.
Revenge. Like, capped out, they probably would have had like 50 like warriors and stuff like that in total, in addition to the regular crew. But that number like varied because people might die, they might, get
Yeah, okay, yeah.
replaced. Um,
This would have
but
been your
fully,
ship
that
many
ship was
times
also
over.
not quite. Like, it would have taken the full complement of the ship that likely survived after a battle. That's how many she could have taken at once.
These numbers are the amount of people that would have been about your ship. 20, 30. Nobody moves people by boat anymore.
Unfortunately, I need her to help me get Gress.
And she will likely lead me to Diedrich Tybalt, the flesh trader in Freiburg. I have been tasked to have a conversation with him about his employment opportunities.
I was just going to pee on a bunch of her dresses, but
it is never that simple in Freiburg, Lynn. How long have you lived here?
yeah, I'm probably still going to do it at some point, but that's fair.
It's not stopping you.
I'd like to add one other small detail that Honorine is probably aware of, which is that, like, even for a really powerful master of Forte, taking 20 to 30 people regularly runs high risk, because they can keep the portal open for so long, but if there's like a failure in organization, people are losing limbs.
Yeah, and Honorine's going to kind of speak up and be like, this isn't the Charlotte I remember. These notes, all of it is not the Charlotte that I remember. I think she has help, and I think she has a lot of it.
This is an enterprise, to be sure.
So it's not just right. It's not just a family.
No.
If someone were to hand Tybalt's name to me, and she is involved, this is a crux of Freiburg's flesh trade. We do this. We will. he sort of smirks. Ruin a lot of people's days, but help many, many, many more.
I'm all for that. I do specifically need her help.
The city does not want Diedrich Tybalt to do his job. I say we do whatever we can to make sure that happens.
I agree.
No, most of the city doesn't want him to do his job. There are people who stand to lose a lot of money who will do whatever it takes to stop us if they figure out we're poking around in this. We just need to keep that in mind. There's a lot of money that can be bent against us.
I was just going to say, and this amount of money buys a lot of influence.
Yep.
A lot of knives.
A lot of knives.
Let's see.
We also still have Redmond Earhart and all of whatever remains of his fortune and his reputation hiding like a dog in Posen's lands, but probably still pulling some strings in Freiburg.
It probably still has several contacts here, yeah.
Undoubtedly, and they're probably mingled with this nonsense.
Well, with the amount of money trading hands, most certainly.
Just by a rough estimate, it's probably about 90 people a month.
Where are they getting? Are the Vossen disappear? And this is in character, TM. So she's asking the group, like, where are they getting all of these people? The Vossen aren't disappearing, are they?
I was just going to point out towards the Faulberg, wherever it is from here. There are a lot of desperate people out there.
Nobody counts the names in despair.
No, there's
no.
Something like half of the region's population lives out there. if we have a whole second city living on the borders of Fribourg, people go missing. Who's going to even notice?
Probably not all of them, because that's, pardon the way I say this, but that's not exactly like the best specimens if you're looking to, grab somebody worth a lot of money. But if they're not coming in by boat anymore, that's the most likely location for it.
Well, no, and it's not just random islands passing in the night. There are regions, there are cultures, I mean, I don't remember if Honorine was there when they like beat down the guy for stealing from a child, but I think she had to go through the area a couple times to meet once to meet the Iron Prince, and so she's been out there.
Yeah.
And I think she has enough social consciousness to be like, there are rafts of community, there are friends. Like, you can't make 1,200 people a year disappear without someone noticing.
That's fair.
It cannot be all from there. If there's this much money here, there is surely a network across other borders, perhaps into Montaigne or.
I'm sure more ships are being taken down.
Maybe.
Yeah, that is true. They could be effectively pirates going after ships of people.
It could not have just been the Revenge, although we were very targeted.
And she's gonna point a finger at Rosa and be like, "Do not get snatched by these people. Don't."
I'm Vodachi.
I'm just saying. It would be all we needed at this point.
You
And
are
Len kind of
also-
has a luck streak going right now.
She's like, I'm Vodachi. You are also young, beautiful, and fertile.
Well, the last
Apologies.
uh,
I would like to. I'd like to also piggyback on something that Honorine pointed out, which is like the whole 1,200 people disappearing. The reason that can work is because everybody out in despair does not talk to the guard. It's like one of the few things that you can do to get yourself ostracized is to be seen talking to the guard.
Yep.
I don't know if she knows that.
I'm pretty sure Len and Gav at least would know that.
I'm pretty sure Rosa would know
And
that
Rosa,
too,
yeah.
unfortunately.
And Hans, because, guard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honorine grew up in a world where the guard was there to help her.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's just...
Yeah.
I think Len will follow up with... Yeah, but the folks from Despair are poor and insular. They do not talk to the guard. So they may know it's happening, but they're not going to tell the city guard about it because it's more likely to invite trouble for them. The guard is... He just looks at Han. Sorry about this, but the guard is not actually here to protect citizens. It's here to protect rich citizens. I'm not throwing some sort of, class thing at you, Honorine, but it's...
No, I understand.
That there's no money in caring about
it. Is the ugly truth, unfortunately. Speaking to the guard is more likely to get you beat up out there than anything else.
Yep. If it's happening and they know about it, they'll band together a little tighter. They'll try and watch each other's backs, but with the kind of money and talent that a setup like this can bring to bear, that's not going to be enough. And all they've got to do is take some people who aren't in a great position to defend themselves, feed them up for a little while so they've got a healthy weight. It doesn't have to be good food. They just have to make them look, he just kind of sighs, like a good product.
Yeah.
And Len's going to snake out an arm and hug Runa, too, when she looks really upset about this, if she allows it. It's not going to force the hug, and he's like, I'm sorry. I know this is terribly upsetting, and we are going to find and kill them all. Or at least see them prosecuted. But this is, we have to understand how they're working if we're going to break them.
So we're sitting ducks until then?
But not us. Certainly not.
Certainly not ducks, Runa.
As much as careless and, low intelligence as some of these people may be, they know that coming after anyone of station like us is a death sentence. One of us goes missing and the city is turned upside down until something is found. At this point,
Then I go to Charlotte and get Gris back. If I go missing,
That is
I'm
a
going to get her
terrible
looked
plan.
at.
Gav
Oh,
is
yeah.
not one for planning, but yes, Gav agrees this is a very bad idea.
this must be a delicate operation.
She probably has an idea of who snooped. And I stole a couple books from her. She doesn't need them. So she probably has an idea of who did that, too. I asked first and she said no, so I don't know what else I was supposed to do.
Yep. Oh, well, for all she knows, though, it's
You
just
did-
like petty family stuff.
You did the right thing.
She has notes in there, but they were all in Crescent, right, Jim?
The books were in Crescent. The notes started out in Monte.
Oh. Were they interesting?
For the most part, they're like, this is the stupidest conjugation system I've ever seen. But it just sort of, like, a lot of it is just sort of like notations for herself that reflect a certain amount of irritation. She's seen one or two notes that are like, she circled something that like translated to like water buffalo, and there's just like a ha 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 under it.
Okay.
So there is a definite sense as she's going through them that she is starting to actually get to practice it.
Okay. Honoring's gonna kind of convey, like, there wasn't really much of interest in her notes that I could read, but I'll still have to work on it a little bit. I'll probably have to take it to the university.
It is clear, but like, the end of like probably the second or third book, that she has become fluent herself, and she's continuing to like expand her vocabulary in the way that people who are fluent in the language tend to do, even if they know enough to get by.
So she's using it.
Mm-hmm. Also, you can very easily see that like a large number of like the words that she's like underlined and stuff like that relate specifically to bartering.
Okay.
I think Len's just gonna kind of reach over to or look over at Grim and be like, someone like Charlotte probably is. She moves the money and she keeps the books, but if you're trying to find where somebody specifically went, that's going to be with the flesh peddlers themselves. They will have their own record somewhere saying, I sold healthy male to X at X location, sold healthy female, sold older male, whatever. There will be a log, but it's most likely not going to be in Charlotte's personal library. So that's just I'm just saying that more as another reason to not just go up and lightning her until she tells you things.
I need her to open a portal to get Gris.
She's not the only Porte mage we know. We just
But
need to know where.
Lady Jamais is not available to us.
If it was Charlotte who brought them to the Crescent Lands, then she has the resource to get us there.
And she probably is the only one with the marker where it. And Henri's going to kind of explain a little bit for the rest of the group, kind of how a Porte sorceress would have an object that she has blooded, that she can keep track of, and how, if I'm remembering or understanding correctly, it's not like a shared item among other sorcerers. Like any sorcerer can't find it. It's that particular sorcerer.
Yeah, the only exception is occasionally when twins are born that both are capable of doing portrait, they can pass an object between each other. But that's the only known case.
As far as I know, Charlotte wasn't a twin. Certainly not with my aunt. So I don't think my aunt will be much use anyway, even if she weren't otherwise engaged.
We are so lucky there's only one of her. Two would be too much.
See,
We may not have one of her for long if we don't figure out what to do about that situation.
Rosa will take on Honorine's hand. We'll save her. Together.
To answer Glory, Runa would share the symbols and also the additional information that we found out from Geralt.
Geralt.
Potential dad.
Cerna's daddy?
Cerna's daddy?
Maury.
All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to mention at the council meeting?
No, but I do want to know if Honorine recognizes any of the symbols from her reading. We need a roll for that.
Any of which symbols?
So Runa has, 5 symbols that she passed along?
7.
And you had said that Honorine would get a roll when she saw them to see if she recognizes them from her reading from
That's right. Okay.
library.
Go ahead and Wits and Scholar.
Okay. Can I add a point for linguist to be able to recognize foreign shapes and?
I'll give you a free raise. I'll give you a +5 on it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So that's gonna be 21. So 26 with the raise.
So it's kind of something that is just like going through the symbols and whatnot and trying to see if like there's any way and whatnot that they fit together. I also would like a similar roll from Runa, wits plus, what are your knacks for civil knacks?
I have Sailor, Craftsman, and Healer.
Okay. I will give it as Sailor as like a matter of like constellations and the like. So go ahead.
Wits and Sailor? Keeping wits.
Yes.
27.
Okay. As the two of you are kind of like over the book and kind of like, have little cutouts of the symbols and kind of like moving around and connecting them together, what you realize about the same time is that the both of you have seen these symbols before, but not individually. They were put together in various methods inside of the basement of Heelgrunt. The circle was forged out of these 7 symbols in different patterns, like circling where the eye was.
Oh, I fucking knew it.
Stargates.
As soon as he said portal last time, I was like, oh, it's gonna be, yeah. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
But the thing is like that is not the kind of thing that Geralt described. Does that make sense? He described something else, and what Heelgrun made seems to have been sort of like a poor man's version of it. And honestly, doesn't seem like it went particularly well, given the sheer amount of human sacrifice it seemed to require to power up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it really worked like it was supposed to, considering the whole giant eyeball.
These were in Hilgrin's basement, but this isn't how they're supposed to be. There's meant to be a gate.
All right.
Every day brings a new blessing that your grand is dead. My God.
But Geralt said that he may know where a gate is in Freeburg.
Oh, good.
I just need to
Hopefully.
figure out what order these symbols need to go in.
But a gate. What do you mean, like?
My mom is stuck in Valhalla.
You mean like those? Like this, like like the stone arch, like they have in all of those children's books. It's like a big
Yes.
stone arch. Wait,
That's correct, right?
that's actually what it's like.
He described something similar in a Cernith ruin.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
I guess we would. We would.
Well,
we wouldn't know. It's not
The,
really.
the specific comparison he made was to a Porte gate, as in a permanent one, of which there is one in the Wachtturm itself. It's like the thing that rapidly takes you to the top. It's a short distance permanent Porte gate. There's no like signs of like where symbols or anything would be on it, but it's like the similar mechanism. Does that make sense?
In
And
the
it's very
Wachtturm.
possible that like, yeah, the Wachtturm, and it's very possible that, like Porte sorcerers figure that out from studying Cernith ruins, because bear in mind these have been part of history for like centuries. These things have been around. So, yeah, sorry, Wachtturm, not Wachtturm. Sorry.
Okay. So, write some music, save my aunt, go through a gate of hell.
Saved my mom and basically my second mom. From two different situations.
And then a wedding for Gav.
Yes!
Oh, yay!
That's right.
A wedding!
We had a fun thing.
Yeah, it's to be on the ocean, right?
Duh.
Oh.
Queen Mab gave us lovely ring for Hannelore and asked that we have the wedding at sea. I have not yet told her that. I know.
You really gotta get better about telling her things, Gav.
I'm trying. There isn't much to
Try
talk about.
harder.
She is very distracting, okay?
Cover your eyes. Wear a blindfold. Just tell her the things.
She might be into that.
Well,
So, Hans, when are you... I know that there are people hassling you. You need a girlfriend at the very least. FYI. Otherwise, they are not going to leave you alone. You've appeared at a party of someone who's going to be talking about you all day long.
I showed up briefly at some rich lady's party and stole some papers from her. I don't think I made too much of an impression, if I'm honest.
Even
My
Gav
guy,
heard gossip
you are one of
Gav
the
heard
most...
gossip this morning.
You are one of the most
Honor-
eligible bachelors in the city.
Honorine has already
Honorine's not
gotten
wrong.
8 pieces of hate mail from anonymous sources.
Don't die.
Just for being on date?
Yes.
What kind of hate? Like, is it like all from the same person or different people?
Do you think it's different people? The through line is definitely like 14, 15 total crush on somebody they know by reputation alone, and honoring.
Aww.
I swear, if you
not
break his
deserving
heart,
of his-
I'll find
Yeah.
you and I'll end you.
Yeah.
We're meant to be together, and then along the bottom is just like a practice, like Mr. and Mrs. name scratched out, Hans. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking diary
Having
from
been a
Shrek.
14-year-old girl, I know exactly what those letters are like. I never sent one.
I am not sure
You
what those
burned the letters
look like.
first.
Anyway.
Yeah,
If
they
this was the
definitely
time
don't seem like they're from anybody old enough to be like a serious contender. Just, somebody's like, if 3 more years go by, I'll be old enough for him to marry me. Whatever.
the kind of letters that tell you if this was a time that had posters, there'd be a Hans poster or 5 on the wall.
At least one.
Yeah.
And
Branded.
several in the shower. Oh yeah.
He's,
Mhm.
he's
Branded
just-
Han's
he's-
body pillow.
He's the
Oh.
equivalent of the local boy band at this point.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, she's like Hans. At the very least, you need, what do they call? And she's going to say this, and I don't think she actually knows about like Hans's proclivities, but she's gonna say it like, yeah, you need a beard, a girlfriend, fake girlfriend, or whatever. Even if you don't want people beating down your door anyway.
You know, it may not be a half bad idea. At least keep the screaming mobs at bay.
Gav
you
thinks
laugh.
Hans is too young for a beard.
You laugh,
Well,
but
I
I've
mean-
seen the kind of fan club that gets inspired by the captain of the Musketeers. Okay, I'm
Like,
just warning you.
elbows, Gav.
I mean, you do
I'm
Montaigne
trying my
one as
best
well,
here.
which
Come
is-
on, man.
Are you speaking from experience, sister? It sounds like you are.
I was being
She's
courted
right.
by his little brother. It would have been inappropriate for me to have had a crush on him.
But did you?
She is
What
not
do you mean
saying
you
no,
didn't?
Gav notices.
And she's turning red. Look at that.
Um,
Bright red.
She almost
so
matches
it's
her
getting
lips.
fairly close to the time that like they need to be heading to the shouting square.
Yep.
Just to, it gives Honorine a little bit of time to like, okay, let's run through these lyrics one more time, and
I wonder, is there a... Len is just sitting there, just kind of like, does anybody know a way to ward your home against spectral intruders? Like, a way that actually works? Magic or salt
I
circles or
was-
something?
Going to see if I could research it after helping Gav.
Okay.
being one of the like extremely magic superstitious members of this country that I am, would I happen to know anything?
you know 1,000 ways.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does
Really?
Whether
Mystery
they work or not, but it is a very common source of superstition.
I know a few books I can recommend that may help you out.
Actually, I was like, would mystery help this at all, or does it just work against gateway?
It works against any form of scrying,
Yeah,
but
It's
you're
like
not
I-
sure what Rosa described as scrying.
right. I have something that can stop you from being looked at, but not people getting in.
I mean, hunting is a much different thing, is it not?
Yes, but
Yeah.
if
I'll just start
she's
sleeping
being
naked
watched
and we'll
rather than
see if
hunted.
that does it.
Try to embarrass the ghosts away, huh?
Exactly. I mean, they
That
might
could
enjoy
work.
the show. It could encourage them. I could have my own spectral fan club very quickly, but we'll
Careful
see.
what you wish for, Len. Whoa.
Oh, all right. Let's go shout at people.
Yeah, I've got some of my own men to go shout at. Ugh.
Okay.
These two
Um,
guys, and they're just nightmares, I tell you.
So effectively what is happening is that there is a group that is trying to effectively lower Gav's reputation. They have a roll, and Gav is going to get to roll against it, or somebody can roll on his behalf. I offer Guy to do that, but any PC can do it, and it's largely like an oration kind of thing. Does that make sense? And I'm going to allow up to 3 people to contribute in whatever fashion they like, whether it's like Hans, like I'm contributing my reputation, like honoring, like we have worked up this ditty and here is a performance, etc. I will let you guys talk amongst yourselves as to like if somebody would like to be doing the speaking. It is actually a lower target number if Gav's not doing it himself.
Oh.
Would the speaking be a resolve roll?
It is not unless you're trying to scare them into voting for it.
Ah,
Yeah.
she could do that really well, but
It's not probably the most efficient way to go about keeping his reputation.
Yeah.
no.
It's like,
If you don't vote for him, something bad might happen to your houses.
Vote for him! I swear to God. We'll get you.
yeah.
Storm starts happening.
This
I
is
think like it would be one of those things where they're doing their talking and then Gav's just at the most obvious end of the square. And it's like, I heard you were talking about me. Here I am.
um
So I heard you were talking shit.
And you didn't think I would hear it. Actually, I think
Yeah. Len doesn't have like Len has performer too, and a decent. What would performance like that be? Would it be finesse, panache, resolve, wit?
Can I
um
roll to see
this
threads?
could be done by either wits or panache. It's people's choice. As far as your sorcery, sorte is not designed to affect a large group of people, because that would be, I'm grabbing everybody's threads and manipulating it individually, and here come the fate lashes, hoo boy. Right. So
Yeah, no.
Honorine is. Oh, sorry. Honorine is
Rose is-
bringing the full might of her panache for slash artist to bear.
Yeah,
Rose's
Len's gonna back up on that one. Then he's like, "You got this." He'll be there
Rose's
to help
thought
with it.
is making the whoever's being the loudest suddenly switch sides.
Oh.
Here's what I will let you do: is I will let you roll your swords, and I will apply it as a penalty to the attack on Gav.
Okay, so I have to roll plus the extra 7, right? Because it's swords.
So that's one of our interactions is Rosa. Then one is Hans with his reputation, and the third is Honorine with her performance or artist.
Um, no, it's like one person is basically doing the speaking on Gav's behalf, and then two people can add a bonus, like either Hans by dint of his reputation or like a secondary performance, but they're not actually going to roll it out. They're just going to add to the roll.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Rosa is going to be applying a negative to the other's roll.
Okay.
Gav can also apply his own reputation by virtue of like standing there and being like, I'm not afraid to hear anything you have to say about me. My reputation stands for itself, you know.
And could I? Never mind. It would still be kind of intimidating them, but I was like,
what was
can
the
I
idea?
also impose a disadvantage on the other side?
I will also say that there is going to be an opportunity to see some people in the crowd, and those who are busy like contributing their reputation and stuff like that will not be able to make rolls on it.
Well, I've been looking around.
Len's gonna be looking around.
Holy moly!
Dang, that's a double
That is
explosion.
That is a fate lash.
That is a fate lash. And
Ooh,
that is
outie.
with the 7. Oh no.
What does that do?
3 7s and a fate lash.
The 3 7s doesn't mean anything. It's not a
No, I
casino.
just mean it's a particular
The
like
3
it's a
7s
funny
equal
number.
the fate lash. It's funny because it equals the fate lash.
Yeah, it equals my fate lash.
So you're going to you lose all your drama dice. And you're taking 2 dramatic wounds.
Where do I put that into my sheet?
Well, it's basically just you remember that this night that like you did not get any drama dice for XP.
Okay.
And
What was that?
And I went up 2 dramatic wounds. Okay.
So who is doing the talking or like taking point on this? It's
I
not going
think
to be
Honorine is taking the point on the
Honorine is-
talking.
Okay.
And you can have 2 other people contributing. One of them can be Guy if nobody else volunteers. So I think you'd been talking about Gavin Hans doing it.
Yeah, I'll add my reputation in.
Yeah,
like,
same.
I'm just gonna like.
So what reputation do each of you have?
60.
35.
Okay, so that's a 95 total. That's going to be 9 extra unkept dice that Honorine is adding to her roll.
Whoa. Wicked.
Let's go.
And because this is a social roll, Honorine can add her own reputation as well without a penalty.
Whoa.
Oh.
And her multitude of other little fun
Also adding
and
appearance?
stuff. Because isn't she like crazy dangerous hot too?
Appearance works as well. Dangerous beauty does not, because it's not a seduction.
I don't have dangerous beauty.
I do.
I spent my
That's the other
XP
one.
on actual skills as opposed to looks.
Don't you have above average or something?
She does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
use that.
So I'm rolling with appearance and plus all the other unkept plus panache plus reputation.
So what is your own reputation?
I'm frantically trying to find that in my character sheet. 25.
Okay, so that's 2 extra dice. So that's 11 extra dice that are effectively being used on this.
So, and then skill wise, do I get? What do I get?
So skill wise, you're rolling your panache plus your the skill that you want to use for this. For persuading a group of commoners, yeah, artist will work.
Since we're going full West Side Story on it.
Sure.
Musical. Okay.
She's
Sorry.
basically dropping a freestyle rap before it was invented.
I'm too blonde for math right now.
Diss track.
So that's
panache.
The base number. Your
Sorry.
panache is 4, right?
Yeah. So 4.
Your
plus,
skill is what?
My artist is 2 plus appearance plus.
So that's 7 keep 4 plus 11. So that becomes 18 keep 4, but the 8 over carries over to become 10k10 plus 20.
What am I rolling?
10 keep 10 and add 20.
All right. 97.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. It's a big number.
I'm so glad that I'm hoping that my Fate Lashes helped you guys at least a little bit.
I'm a little sad that it wasn't over 100, but that's okay.
So the professional order that they hired, who is not somebody who has a great deal of reputation, but is just somebody really good at going to the shouting square and embarrassing people, got a 35. However, the twisting of strands drops that to a -7. At which point, Honorine then wins by a margin of 97.
Holy shit!
That is how it's
97
done.
plus his -7.
Yes, so that is
like
a total.
104.
That's so it doesn't quite equal 1 and 10. So Gav, your reputation is going to go up 10 full points.
Oh.
Going full Hamilton on it.
Yeah, it's like, it's like an afternoon that is like has a huge swelling crowd in the shouting square, because it's not just people shouting profanities at each other. It's like become this like creative endeavor, you know what I'm saying, that like every time the order kind of tries to like talk up, like somebody's in the audience like, shut up, they're still in the chorus.
I like to envision that somebody in the shouting square like sees this noble woman walking up, like, daintily lifting her skirts so she can climb into the square and all that stuff, and just being like, oh, this gonna be good, like whatever.
Yeah, let's hear the privileged, noble woman speak on the troubles of the people here in Fine Hearth.
And she's like, y'all, I have been to the sewers, and I have been to the top of the tower, and let me tell you, I have never found anybody in this city better than Gav.
So it's an almost like full mini production on the part of the Bear House. You know what I'm saying? Like there are backup dancers at one point, which is really just like Veronica kind of making up a dance like to go along with it that like matches the rhythm of everything. And like shouting matches at the shouting square do not usually end with like breaking out into applause. But it's kind of, it is near the end of that, as like okay, quick pause, moving to Runa and to Len, who are watching the crowd. So go ahead and I want the both of you to make wits and keen senses rolls. Although
Keen
Len
senses,
is
that's-
also going to see Rosa at some point sort of like fall over and see like her arms bleeding from new spider webs that are like creeping up one arm. So
Okay.
it's up to you if you want to keep your roll or kind of be going to her at the time that she's injured.
Can I add sailor or craftsman or healer by any chance at all?
Not on these. This is searching a crowd for faces.
Cool.
Yep. Len's gonna make his way over to her, but he's still gonna be watching, just because he trusts that Rosa has done something she intended to do, and will help her. But he knows that it's very important that they actually
What the fuck?
try
21.
and see who's doing this.
All right.
What? You're right. What the fuck is that roll?
And so it's just wits plus keen senses, which is 2 dice, 2 unkept.
Yeah, 2 unkept.
So
Oh,
6.
it's 2. Fuck, I would have wrong this whole time. I thought it was 1.
32.
Okay. So Ruth spots in the crowd that like one of the people that is here is the second person that Rosa saw. Does that make sense? Like the one that was supposedly in Gavin Honoller's place. But he's here with like a notepad in hand, like writing down stuff, occasionally laughing at some of the verses. You know what I'm saying? Like he's here, but he does not seem like malicious in his intent. Oh, I think it might just be 1 die. No, I think I've been giving too many for that.
Len's been spending a lot of time as an animal. He's good.
And Len sees that the other person that he recognizes in the crowd from the drawings is the one that was the first person that Rosa described. Like both of those people that were in the drawings are here.
Okay.
But it's also like a lot of people are here. Like
yeah.
You got like 100, 97 on the roll. Like it came over time. So beyond noting their presence, there's not too much you can tell about them at this point, unless you have some specific questions for me.
Do I see any of Gav's urchins around while I'm?
Yeah, we're actually kind of cutting to that. Is like as it gets like near the end, you actually see Felix is kind of like cutting through the crowd and like there's like a lot of people that are near Gav kind of watching the reaction to this, talking to him, but like Felix cuts through and sort of like grabs his shirt. He's like, I know this is important, but he's like, we need your help.
What is wrong?
He says something happened in the sewers. He says one of the kids is missing.
Oh dear.
He looks to Hans and to Honorine. It's like, I have to go.
Yeah.
I know this is important, but I have things
go.
to do.
Go. We'll take care of it here.
You need gods. You need men?
Did any of them know the sewers as well as I do?
Probably not, but they have
Felix
more
kind of
weapons.
like Felix leans in and whispers, and he's like, "We were hiding contraband."
It would be faster. Felix and I know the sewers. We will be faster alone.
We have this here. You go.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Len's gonna be seeing to Rose's wounds at this point. He's like, "Hell, I know this guy's actually in Freeburg. We know both of them are in Freeburg."
I also go to Rosa and like help her out because I feel like Runa, if she saw it, would heal her instinct.
Yeah, I think like Runa, for the first time when she touches Rosa, she has the ability to like nullify some of the pain of it, but she's not actually pulling the wound. Whatever it is just sort of like bound to Rosa and what she's done. Does that make sense?
Her intention was to nullify the pain and actually use her healer skill.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to say, like there's not like a prescribed treatment for a fate lash that Runa is aware of. It's a magical repercussion for her actions.
But what Rosa would notice is just that some of the pain's gone, and it appears that Runa is sharing that pain with you.
Yeah, it's immediate. Grazie, I pushed myself too hard.
You'll be okay.
For now.
The sensation of pain that Runa shares is like gripping onto an icicle to like the point it's like there's a point where your fingers go numb, but then there's a point where sensation starts to come back and it feels like fire. It's like it jumped to that point. Like the sensations are like intimately associated with cold, but also feel burning. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm gonna roll resolve to see if any of that pain shows on her face.
Okay, that's fine.
Just because I don't know. Ah, that was wrong. Ignore that. That should have been a 5 keep 5.
Canadian fire.
Somehow not much different.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's keeping it fairly well. It's like 2 dramatic wounds. It's not anywhere near crippled for her.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's just helping a friend out, and she's happy to do it.
Felix leads the way to into the sewers, and it looks, you know, you pass like a couple other of like the guys that are like in Felix's gang that kind of like frequently do lookouts and watch and stuff like that. And you can tell like at one point you've actually gone under the river over into like Steinhold proper.
I thought they closed this one off.
This is like one of the oldest sewers.
Yeah.
It's not actually part of like Fine Hearth itself. And he says, no, they need sewers like anybody. He says they're not letting anybody in through the entrances up there. So and you can tell like as Gav is going through, like they built the tunnel to access it because there wasn't a direct connection. Does that make sense? They like figured out where the water level was and they dug under it and they reinforced it.
Yeah, and I mean, while they're doing this, like to try and so that Felix isn't constantly thinking about this kid, like what's happening, is like, what were you guys doing? What happened?
He says
like,
we were moving a lot of the black powder and the explosives and everything. You'd asked us to get ready to possibly sell a lot of it. He says we were trying to find different places to stash it that they weren't looking because the guard have been all over us down here.
The guard, they've not found much of any of the stashes we have.
He says, not to mention, he says, Chompers has been getting hungry lately, so we were trying to move things out of this area. He says we broke through a wall. He says, and Heinrich, he was the one who was doing the digging. He says he fell. He just fell in. He says, and we heard him land. He says we can hear him talking. He's hurt bad, but he's down there a ways.
Gav, like as they're going, Gav, he doesn't have great doctor skills, but he knows, enough that he might be able to set a leg if he has to.
Yeah, you think the reason that they're hoping for Gav is like Gav is the one who could probably pull him up, like who has the strength to like lift the kid and carry him and bring him back up.
Yes.
And he sees and he like looks into the hole. He can hear the echo from like the first time he kind of like calls down it. It's completely stone black below. Like there's no lighting source of any kind. Gav doesn't have any like climbing equipment with him, but I think he's got a fairly high athletic skill.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay.
No. He's got athletics 1. That was after the. Where did I put it? I didn't take it. No, he doesn't have athletics.
Okay.
I was
Mine
going to
should have
take
come along
athletics after.
anyway.
Yeah.
Oops.
But I mean, he's a big guy, but he's also, well, a big guy. So what he does is he takes like a piece of rope, you know, and he ties it like into his Cernith hand so that, when he closes his hand, it's like all woven around in there, so it's not coming apart. And he brings the sort of the length down into the hole. He's like, Heinrich, are you okay?
I am gonna need a climbing roll from you first,
Climbing. Which that's just going to
which
be
is
finesse.
athletics, and I will let you use brawn for it because I
Okay.
think it is. When people are
His,
climbing, I will allow finesse or brawn because I think both approaches are valid.
yeah. All right.
Because I've seen the hands of climbers and what they can grab.
Oh, can I get the free raise from firm grip?
Yeah.
So I think that would.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that is. Oops. I don't have athletics, so don't get any extra ones. So that is 20.
Okay.
25 with the raise.
Okay. So the rope that they brought with them is about like 50 feet long, and they managed to get it like tied off, you know what I'm saying, to like a sewer grate and whatnot. And Gav is able to like deploy it. There's quickly like nothing in range for him to like grab onto. Does that make sense? And he'd be like swinging in the dark, which could potentially fray the rope and make a cut. And so it's more like just a pure strength descent of like hand over hand. And then he reaches a point where his feet no longer have purchase on the rope and his hand doesn't have any more of it, which means he's fully 50 feet down.
And I'm hanging in the air.
And you have not found ground yet.
This kid fell over 50 feet.
Yeah.
And he's still talking.
Yeah.
Heinrich?
And Gav he's like, I'm still here.
How much closer is the voice?
So there's a definite echo, which is throwing off his ability to like calculate it. It definitely sounds closer. It sounds like he's closed more than half the distance. It could be like a few feet. It could be like 20, 30.
I don't think here.
Heinrich's like, he says there's water, not a lot of it, but under it there's mud, and that's what I'm in. I can't get my feet out.
You're stuck. Oh.
Can
He
Felix
says I
throw
can't
down like
reach anything that's not more mud.
It's all mud.
He nods. Well, he got.
Yeah,
I nodded.
Yeah. I nodded. Yeah. And I don't have any kind of like lighting.
They could go. You think they had some lanterns up above? Because they were in the sewers, you know.
Yeah.
So
Felix, is there a lantern we could use?
he says, if you're a better catch than Heinrich, yes. And Heinrich's like, they threw one, but it missed it, and it landed in the water. I can't reach it.
Yeah, he tells Felix to drop a lantern.
This is going to be a finesse roll.
Okay. Oh boy. Finesse. I've got nothing that'll help me. No. Ooh. That is 14. No. 20 again. Sorry, I can't
add. He sees the lantern go by.
Scheisse.
Like it's just like it's 50 feet down, but like just a little bit of mustard on it puts it fully like 10 feet out of his range by the time it's landing. But he does see enough to see a few things as the light goes by. So
Mhm. I mean that's also what Gava was hoping for, because I mean, worst case scenario, which
so
happened.
First off, he's in a cavern. Does that make sense? But the cavern connects to something below that looks like it's been shaped. He's heard multiple stories of like Cernith ruins beneath cities and stuff like that. Like he has not explored any himself, but there is definitely something down here. Does that make sense? He has like kind of a brief sense of like enormity stretching in many directions, and with smooth stone walls that would be large enough for something enormous to pass through.
He's fully gone Indiana Jones. Damn it.
And he sees that like it looks as though the water and everything that's come through has like broken through part of those tunnels and is sort of crisscrossing it. But he does see it's probably another 30-foot drop into something that looks water, and if you're landing anywhere near Heinrich, should be reasonably soft.
Okay. Felix, I am going to be letting go of the rope.
How do we get you back up then?
It appears we have several ways out. We will have to do some exploring. Fetch Geralt. Find him. Tell him we have found something he may want to look at. Tell him to bring a lantern.
Says you want us to tell anybody else? Just him.
Captain Hans already knows. He will likely go looking for you. Bring him here. He won't arrest you, I promise.
Fine.
It's like if it helps, we are no longer in Feinerherd. He's out of jurisdiction.
He says, I'm more worried about Heinrich. He says, I'm getting you back up. Says, you're not gonna land on him and kill him, are you? Heinrich's like, I'm moving. Is he letting go?
Yep. He's like,
okay.
Yeah, he's told him what he needed to know. Told him that, they're going to go looking for me, so, don't lie. Tell them where I went. And yeah, fetch Geralt, because as far as Gav's concerned, he's the best, or the only Cernith expert he knows.
Okay.
Control instead.
What about the guy that can turn into a fucking owl and scout shit out for you?
Reckless.
You can be reckless with company.
I'm going to give Gav like a dromedary just for letting go. So he lets go of the rope and he falls into darkness. And that's where I'm going to drop the curtain.
You said no cliffhangers.
He lied. Because of course he did.
It's me.
He always does.
It's me.
So
I'm the other cliffhanger guy.
We have 5 minutes left, and Gav is like the next opening. So.
You said no cliffhangers.
All right, we will do this. Gav does land in in water. Like it's it immediately like sinks into mud as well. Like he can tell that like whatever he is sunk into, like it's not a matter of like he's finding purchase. It's just that it becomes thick and clay-like enough that he's not sinking any further. Does that make sense?
Yeah, as soon as Gav realizes that nothing's broken, he's like, I just got this outfit. Hannelore is going to be so mad. Clay mud does not come out. Heinrich, are you okay? As he's like trudging over to him.
Yeah, and he's like, and Heinrich kind of like triumphantly he like lifts the like lantern out of the water, and you can see the glass seems to like have survived. He's like, I got it. The other one sank before I could get to it.
Is anything broken?
He's like, I heard all over.
That's good. That's good. It means you are still alive. Let's find a way out of here, da.
he nods. And he kind of starts to, like, he works to see if he can get the lantern, and it like flickers for a moment, and you can see the mud. The mud that they have fallen into is pure white.
I feel like I should know what that means, but
Gev
Just-
doesn't know what it means.
I feel like Bison should know what that means, but he doesn't.
But the there's just like there's a sense of like something about it that he's like, I don't think that's just mud. I think there's something more to it. And Honorine is asked in chat, what does the mud smell like? And it smells like dank ass cavern in here. It's like gotten some runoff from the sewage system for several years.
Yeah, it smells like outhouse in here.
But like
But he's,
lifting
like,
the mud
stuck
itself
in there
out,
forever.
they're able to like wade really slowly, but it's probably going to be an hour before they can reach even like the tunnel itself with him holding Heinrich. So and I do appreciate the reminder about the smells. It does, like, it smells a little bit different than normal mud. Like there's like a hint of limestone to it. So Gav doesn't exactly know what it means, but there is probably like I'm at least putting some of this into a pocket for like when I make out. It just strikes him as like unusual. So
mud is usually brown.
But that is where I'm going to drop the curtain with others coming. Felix is going to tell Hans, and I think Hans is kind of with everybody else. So they're all just going to hear that, like Gav fell down a hole, jumped down a hole.
What is it, Felix? Did Gav fall down a well?
But that'll be our cold open for next time, and we'll move from.
Thank you, Siosa. That was a really good session.
Yes, thank you, Siosa.
And I didn't mean it to be too much of a cliffhanger to end on. He wasn't in immediate danger or anything, but I get it. All right, so let me open up the farewells. Before we do that, role-playing sessions or role-playing experience.
Gav.
Runa and Honorine.
Oh.
No, Gav gets nothing. Screw Gav. Gav is naughty. Naughty gets you no points this session. But Runa, like, trying to be the mom and immediately like, I've got a great plan. I'm gonna go get captured, and I just found that all.
Her plan is to take it by force because that's what fucking Vikings do.
They have one
And guess
solution,
what?
and it's
She's a
axe.
fucking Viking. That's what she knows, and it hasn't gone that bad for her yet.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely good with Runa. Who's our second nomination?
Honorine.
Okay.
For that
Thank you.
97, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
The mad roll, and of course going like, I may not like you, but you're dating my sister, so go take care of my sister.
I did like we might end up in-laws begrudgingness of it all. So. All right.
She
So
likes
I'm gonna
you. I
close
don't
it.
know why, but she likes you.
She has better taste in men than you do.
Whoa.
All right, I'm going to close this out now before we become a full-scale riot as in our last few minutes. So thank you for everyone watching us on YouTube or live on Twitch. Audience participation always means the world to us. And if you're on YouTube, smash the like, hit the subscribe, and make a comment in the down below. Here at Dirty 20, we always sign out with the same call to action. Be nice. Be kind when you have the spoons, but even when you're not, be nice. Be nice to strangers. Be nice to family. Be nice to your loved ones. And be nice to yourself. Thank you for coming on this journey with us, and we will see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.
Night, y'all.